Hello. Hello, this is a review for the Beasts of Balance board game.
Board Games 4K.
And yeah, just have a look at these components. I mean, they're absolutely astonishing. I mean, nice chunky plastic stuff. I mean, it's basically a balancing game, but yeah. So you get this sort of plinth with these, and you'll be sticking these animals on the plinth, and it's an app-driven game. So the plinth will tell the app how many points you score, and you basically got to stop these things from falling over. I'm not going to say the J word, but it's like Rhino Hero with balls, you know. So yeah, I mean, you've got this plinth, and you're sticking things on there, and that works really well. It's like Bluetooth across to your tablet or your phone or whatever, and that works well. There's only a couple of occasions where we saw it drop out, or maybe the beast didn't register. But yeah, the component quality off the charts. I mean, this is astonishing, really good quality. As far as gameplay is concerned, I mean, yeah, there's one for kids. I mean, the kids were like over the moon with it. So sitting there, like, you know, looking at all the beasts and that, and trying to work out different combinations. I mean, it really captured their imagination. The fact that you got the animations on the app. Yeah, kids will love this game. They really, really love it. Yeah, I mean, what they could have done is they could have limited the amount of beasts that you get in a core set, but they haven't done that. So the amount of the options you get in just the base game, because there are expansions for this. I mean, Sensible Object done really well with that. I mean, you know, there's out of the box, there's a full game in there. They could have limited that and flogged you the extra expansions, which obviously you could buy, but none of the expansions are essential. So you've got a full game in a box, and your kudos to Sensible Object for giving us value for money, kind of. We'll get into that in a bit. The cons of this game: app-driven games. Oh my god, is it going to turn into this? Oh no. You know, yeah, we like app-driven games. I mean, you've got Alchemist, don't you? You've got the Stop Thief and all the other ones, but the fact that you could be lumbered with just these lumps of plastic, if Sensible Object pulled the app from the App Store, you know, you couldn't get it anymore. This game would be dead without it. There's no way to play it without the app. So I don't know. The fact that it's so expensive to buy. I mean, the recommended retail price is like 80 quid just for the core set, and you're paying out 25 quid for a pack of extra beasts and 15 quid for one of them. I mean, you could end up with just like a 200 quid lump of plastic if the app gets pulled from the App Store, if they don't update it to keep up with the firmware updates on the iPhone or your Android tablet or whatever. So yeah, it's always a big worry. You just don't want it going down the same road as Golem Arcana, which was a really, really good game, you know. So I don't know, app-driven games, always a worry, but it is what it is. You can't play without it, so you're stuck in a sense. Yeah, I mean, the fact that when you're playing a game, the app's sort of confusing. I mean, you just sort of sticking these beasts on there, and occasionally you get something you got to do. Like there was a moon floating through the sky, and you got to press a button while you put it down. I mean, it didn't really tell you what you had to do, so it's like sort of confusing. And you think, well, when you're placing the animals on the plinth, you think, well, what am I doing this for? You're just sort of hit and hope, experimenting with different combinations, and maybe when you've got them locked down, it's just a case of like, well, I know that this one gives me that many points and this one gives me that many points, so I'll stick them on there, and then it just turns into a stacking game. Like, I can't say it, but like Rhino Hero, because that's kind of similar, but it's just with cards. So is this just an expensive version of Rhino Hero? Probably. So a quick summary of this one. I mean, you know, this one's alright. It's fun for a while, and I think kids would get more out of it than adults. I mean, I found myself sort of getting a bit bored with it really, but after a while. But it's one of them ones that you're going to pull out now and again, but I can't see it being pulled out in the foreseeable future, because I've got a feeling this game's going to die when they pull the app out of the App Store. I mean, essentially this game's too expensive for what it is, really. I mean, you got these solid, you got these solid toys, and really just you're paying loads of money just for a basic stacking game. I don't know if I can justify that. I mean, we bought it because it was cheap on Amazon. It was going for peanuts, but that in a sense is a worrying thing, because the same happened with Gollum Arcana. I mean, that was still available in the App Store, and it was going for peanuts on the German Amazon site, and we picked it up, and now the game's dead. I mean, okay, we were lucky because we still got the app on the tablet, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just makes me worry about the cost of these sort of app-driven games with these big, massive components. I don't know. Can we recommend this one? If you pick it up cheap, I mean, I think it's 30 quid on Amazon at the moment. So if you can pick up the core set cheap, I think it's definitely worth it for what you're going to get out of it. Definitely if you've got kids. But if you can't find it cheap, I don't think we can recommend this one. I mean, it's a good game, we enjoy it, but it's just the cost is so prohibitive for what you get out of the box. I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't pay 80 quid for this, but you know, it's up to you. But if you do find yourself with it, or you know, if you know somebody else has got it, you can borrow it or something, then definitely give it a shot, especially if you've got kids, because it's good fun. It's a good fun game. It's a novel game. I mean, you can't knock the developers. They've knocked it out of the park with the components. So we're a bit torn with this one. You know, it's a good game, but it's too expensive unless you can get it cheap. Okay then, yeah, speaks to balance. Probably 6 out of 10, maybe for the core set. If you can get some of the expansions on the cheap, even better. You know, maybe 7 out of 10 for this one. But I don't know. You decide for yourself, because what are you listening to me for? Remember, I'm Feck. I don't know nothing. Right, I'll see you next time.